I'm a former member of the Four Letters. I spent 2 months in training and 7 months inside the cartel, almost a full year involved there. A lot of what is said out there is wrong. One thing is true, though. They don't want people there by force because someone who doesn't want to be there could switch sides, retaliate, or simply isn't useful as a member. But it's also true that many don't arrive happy or whole. They come with their lives already shattered. I ended up with the faction known as the Lords of Terror. I sought out the contact myself. The whole process was very easy. I went on TikTok because it was known they recruited there, and that's where they reached out to me. They reply quickly, offer you a paid trip, expenses, and transportation. The whole process was simple. Before that, I was a university student. I had an internship in human resources, but I was already dealing with severe depression because of family and relationship problems. I tried to end my life and I didn't succeed. I went to psychiatrists, had frequent appointments, but none of that helped me. I had debts, arguments at home, and a broken relationship. And I was 21 years old. I was already on my own, so I made the decision to leave and work for a cartel. It was kind of like a way out. When they contacted me, they told me the training would last a month, but it turned into 2. From there I went. That's when I got to the meeting point. They picked me up and took me to a safe house in the mountains, far from the city. I was there for a week. When I arrived, there were 12 of us, and there were people who had already been waiting for weeks. There were also foreigners. From the beginning, they ask you everything. If you were in the military, police, government, your full name, date of birth, your parents' names, and what you did for a living. Yes, there were National Guard members, police officers, and soldiers inside. In that house, they barely give you food, just a cup of noodles and a water bottle every 2 days. It's intentional, part of the screening process. There were more than 20 of us together, until one night they came for us and took us up to the camp. That's when things got serious. We arrived at night. It was cold, harsh, and no one had eaten properly since lining up. They scare you, then call you in one by one to ask your name and former job. If you use, the treatment is harsh, especially with former soldiers. Later, you understand that all of that is part of the psychological training. Inside, there are hierarchies, support groups, and commands. Everything must be answered with,
"Yes, I support myself," or
"Yes, I command myself," if there's no problem. The training is not like many people imagine. On social media, it's exhaustion, cold, sleeplessness, constant orders. There, you're not a person, you're an asset. And if you're not useful to them, they get rid of you. 3 weeks in, what stayed with me most happened at dawn when we had to fetch water from the stream. We were the new guys in the platoon. Suddenly there was a commotion in the camp commander's tent. He had lost some chips. It may seem minor, but there it isn't. They lined up the nearly 200 of us, asked who had done it, and said that if the culprit didn't come forward, they would leave us without food until someone confessed. Some comrades identified him, tied him up, left him all day, and each squad had to hit him. At night, they lined everyone up, brought him back. The commander spoke, gave orders, and they were carried out. I won't go into details because it's unnecessary. I learned in the camp that there were no small mistakes. They selected 7 of us newcomers and sent us with the one who had stolen the chips. The order was clear. The next day, we would see where we would take him, and there should be no trace left. He didn't explain procedures or anything like that. The instruction was given, and we were the ones in charge. After the training, everyone is sent to their post, and that's where the treatment changes. But do you understand that everything before was to weed out people who can't handle it? I completed 2 months of training and 7 months inside. That was the actual time I was there. What happens there isn't like what you see in songs, television shows, or social media. I was there, I participated, I saw and heard what happens inside. What I'm telling is just part of the journey since I left university with depression. The contact through TikTok, the safe house, the camp, and the training with support and command hierarchies, permissions for everything, and direct treatment from day one. That's what I went through, exactly as it happened. If you also have a story you want to share, send it to me, Cornell, to my email or any of my social media accounts. I'll read it as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching the video. Seriously, it really helps a lot if you like, comment, or share it. And if you enjoy this kind of content, you can subscribe. I really appreciate it. See you next time.